Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's Zach and Gus has joined us today, and we're at the Parkinson's gym. I wanted to talk about some of the toys that I have that are specifically for gait training. If you have any kind of problems with festination or with dragging a leg or with any kind of short, small steps or walking up on your toes, some of these might be of use to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to start from the cheapest all the way up to the least cheap. Yeah. Okay, so pool noodles. Pool noodles, super cheap. You can get them anywhere. They are a great tool for stepping over stuff. Set it down, step over it. If you're at all concerned about stepping on it and it rolling out from under you, which is a significant concern like this, that's going to be bad. You cut them in half, zip them right down the center, and you can set yourself up nice gait indicators so that you are picking up your feet, stepping in heel first, and giving yourself some target as well as some obstacles. However, these still can be a little bit of tripping hazard. So they may not be perfect for you, but they are pretty cheap and easy. Next up are some cones. And these, good for gait, also good for setting up your own traffic patterns. But I use them often for targets for stuff like balance training, touching on top of them while standing on one foot, or giving yourself targets for speed skaters so that your stride is always as big as it can be and you've got something to aim for. They are not as obvious as what to use, but they are definitely useful. You can set them up as a target, again, for your walking. You can walk straight down them and over them, or you can just use them as where to put your foot. There's all sorts of stuff you can use for these. They're good. They run about $10 to $15, depending on how big you want to get them and how many you want to get. But they're good. I do recommend the taller cones versus the little flat things. Those little kind of flat disc things are more for just markers. I do like the cones for all sorts of other stuff. So next up, the agility ladder. This is a fan favorite. You can get these on Amazon for, let's see, I got this one. This is the Skills SKLZ ladder, and it is about $30 on Amazon. It has 11 rungs. I like this one better than some of the others because the rungs stay in place. I have another one at a different facility and the rungs slide around a little bit, so you get uneven. That's no good. It's longer, it's 20 feet long, but those rungs are not good. However, this is a fantastic, easy way to set up for good, straight, long gait training. Gives you something to step over, gives you a target. However, do not secure this to the floor. Don't tape it down, don't put a weight on it. You want to be able to catch your foot on it and it doesn't trip you. I have seen people who have this taped to the floor. I've seen people have them tucked under rocks or under weights. That's not what you want. As you're going along, and you can make the patterns more intricate, but you want to be able to catch a foot, and it just comes with you. But this is fantastic. There are tons of YouTube videos on the different kind of patterns you can do and different ways to work this. It's great for boxing training also, but in terms of just a good step, you've got a good place to step, you've got good obstacles to step over that are very easy to see. Highly recommend the agility ladder. They too tend to get tangled up pretty good. On the higher end of least inexpensive are the agility hurdles. There are a few things you need to pay attention to. These hurdles were 6 of them, $33. You can do quick math and figure out how much each one of those cost. I'm not going to do that publicly, but 6 of them, very, very good if you have a dragging leg. It is going to make you pick up your foot and make you step up and over. If you do catch on one of these, they're so light that they flop down. but they only flop down in one direction. If you're going against the grain here, you're going to kick them across the room. They're not going to fall down. So do be aware that they do have a direction. So you want to be able to just knock them down and they get out of the way. They're very, very light. The temptation is to be like, I can make some of those out of 2x4s or some PVC pipe. If you do, make sure that they are very easy to knock down. There are all sorts of ones out there that are adjustable. They're taller, they're wider, they're longer, they're whatever. May be worth it. I like these plenty. They're just agility hurdles. No big deal. Yeah, and that's really it. That's all the toys that I use on a regular basis for gait training. Again, the hurdles are best for picking up if you tend to have low or shuffling gait, which is very, very common. The ladder is best for evening out your gait. If you tend to take good, easy steps and then as things go along, they get smaller, try out one of those ladders. A cheap way to do a ladder, get some painter's tape, put some lines down on your floor. Easy cheesy. However, now you've got painter's tape lines on your floor. May be hard to explain to guests. And of course, the cones, all sorts of stuff you can do with cones. They can mark your gait. You can step over them. There's lots of opportunity with those, but they're not as fancy. They're a little bit harder to think up. And of course, the pool noodles, easy. Thousands of them. You can buy them very cheaply and set up whatever you want. However, hole on the floor, they can still be tripping or a stepping hazard because they do stick up slightly. So there's the full gamut of all the toys I have here for gait training for people with Parkinson's. If any of this looks interesting, I'll have a link to all of them on Amazon. And that's it. All right, let me know if you got any questions. If you are not a member of the Parkinson's Gym, please come join us, theparkinsonsgym.com. Otherwise, keep walking, keep doing, because this stuff works. All right, we'll see you out there. Bye. Right after I finished publishing and posting and doing everything, I thought of one more thing. So if you get the ladder and the hurdles, you can combine them into one evil mechanism of gait training. So put the hurdles like every other ladder, and that way you have to change things up from step, step, over, step, over, step, over, or put the ladders or the hurdles out to the side. So you have to come up with crazy patterns like forward, forward, over, over, across, over. You're constantly just trying to confuse things, trying to make it harder for yourself. And that sounds terrible, but if you make all of this much more difficult than your daily life is just going to be that much easier to walk around. So you can put all these evil things together and make it that much better. All right. See ya.